Today on Refined, our brave super eater searches for the best buffet in Seattle.
What do you think of that? Is that too much?
I wouldn't do that personally.
Turns out, all you can eat makes people do crazy things.
Clearing out my sinuses big time.
Plus,
do you think Ingrid's still alive? Like, you know, please,
I don't care.
You don't care.
Refined's book club gets real about the latest read, and it's one of our best discussions yet.
She just nailed it.
Then, the secret to perfectly smoked salmon.
Oh my gosh, mine doesn't look like yours.
A local company takes us behind the scenes of their successful fish factory. And how to celebrate National Grilled Cheese Day the right way. Seattle Refined starts now. Hey everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Gard Swanson. One of the things I love about this job are all the new restaurants and types of food I get to try. But when it comes to power eating, I don't hold a candle to Refined's resident super eater, John Prentice. His favorite 4 words are all you can eat. We wanted to track down the best buffets in the greater Seattle area, and there was only one man for the job. Refined super eater John Prentice. Look at him. He puts the buff in buffets. First up, Bluefin Sushi and Seafood Buffet in Northgate.
I'm a little addicted to sushi, so I come here a lot, twice a week.
It's an all-you-can-eat paradise for seafood lovers. Yahoo even named it the best buffet in Washington State.
We have customers that will stay here 3.5 hour spans. Obviously, they're really good at pacing themselves. We serve jellyfish every meal. It is kind of different.
John quickly got to work, filling up his plate. Crab legs, sushi, even jellyfish.
Tastes like a noodle. Not bad at all. Really good.
Slow down, buddy. You've got 2 more stops. Then in true superhero style...
So does this stuff have some kick?
It does.
What do you think of that? Is that too much?
I wouldn't do that personally, but...
He downed enough wasabi to make Wonder Woman weep.
Oh yeah, this is clearing out my sinuses big time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start crying now, so we're gonna cut away, okay?
Sounds good.
Ugh.
Can't believe you just did that.
No time to waste. Refined super eater headed to the next stop.
It's kind of hidden, not a lot of people know about it, and it's delicious.
Uma's Lunchbox Buffet is under the 5th Avenue Theater. If you find it, there's one goal. Pack as much Korean food as you can in one box.
That's probably the difference that we have from all other stores, is that we do it by size, not by weight.
And they want you to fill it up to the top, so if they'll notice it's a little empty, they'll say, hey, put some more stuff on there. So yeah, it's really good.
They're always telling you, hey, like, add more food. So I'm Korean. There's not very many Korean options in downtown Seattle, so this is actually a really good one.
John battled a long line at Uma's, but eventually got to work.
Jay, how did I do?
Pretty bad. Oh, you have a lot of empty space. You could have put more vegetable on top and more meat on top, and they will all mix good on both rice and noodle.
So you're saying I'm not hungry enough?
Pretty much.
That's okay, John. It's time for redemption. For the final stop, he went to the granddaddy of all buffets, the Falls Restaurant at Snoqualmie Casino.
This is the best buffet on the entire West Coast.
We offer 5 different sections. I think the dessert case really is the showstopper. It's right in front, and it's just the gateway to Mongolian grill, prime rib, to all the entrees, the Italian pasta kitchen. It just kind of sets the tone for the night. We politely ask guests to keep their dining experience to a 2-hour maximum, but I've seen people stay and eat for at least 6 hours.
Start in the center and do a thorough walkthrough before they make choices, because there's so much.
We've hit quite a few buffets ourselves, and this is the best.
I really like the salmon. It's delicious.
Hello, sir. Could I get a slice of ham, please?
Overwhelmed, but still hungry, John went to town on the Falls Buffet, and the place lived up to the hype.
You know, sometimes less is more. In this case, more is more, and it's awesome. John Prentice, super eater.
Do you have a mission for our super eater? Let us know where you want John to eat next. Drop us a line at hello@seattlerefined.com. In the mood for something sweet? Refine's got you covered. Our resident foodie, Chana, found the best churros in the greater Seattle area. These are not your average carnival bites. These churros come with top-notch dipping sauces and sides. To check out the list, head to seattlerefined.com and search churros. Our Seattle Refined Reads Book Club just gets bigger and better, and we want you to be a part of it. Last month, Refined viewers were riveted to the mystery swimming lessons. We couldn't wait for everyone to finish so we could get together to talk about it. Here's our latest Refined Read soiree.
Welcome to our March book club discussion.
We found the perfect spot to gather at Room and Board in U Village. Once our readers arrived, they wasted no time jumping right into the discussion.
Before we kick off, I want to introduce the newest member of our book club, Terry Tazioli. He is a longtime Seattle journalist and our expert from the University Bookstore. And in fact, it was Terry who chose this book for us.
One of the things we talk about at the bookstore a lot is sort of what does this book offer in terms, what does a book offer in terms of the sense of place, the characters, the writing, the story, all of those things. And boy, for me, this one, she just nailed it.
Swimming Lessons is a book about Ingrid, a wife and mother who mysteriously vanishes, but not before leaving behind a series of hidden letters to her husband Gil, detailing the disintegration of their marriage.
The other thing that I liked that the author gives Gil, you know, that guy, to say, was once the author finishes that book, you know, once it's done, the book is closed, if you remember this, it doesn't belong to the author anymore. It belongs to us. So now it's our book to interpret the way we want to interpret it.
And boy, did this group have strong opinions on the characters, especially the mysterious Ingrid and unfaithful Gil.
Do you think Ingrid's still alive? Like, you know, please.
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, so tell me why. Why don't you care?
Because she wrote the book and it's mine. And I don't need to, I mean, I just don't care what she thought. It's not going to change what I thought about the book.
I hope she's not alive, because if she did, she abandoned those kids.
Yeah. I feel like the first couple chapters, like, you think Gil's like maybe a little bit weird, but not that bad, and then you hit like about the halfway mark, and it's like every new page is a new horrible thing Gil's done.
The author does a good job explaining that Gil is so charming, and that everybody that meets him falls under this spell.
This is the kind of book where I respect the author because those were not necessarily likable characters.
Yeah.
And she had to make us like them, even though they had a lot of faults.
Who do you guys think the protagonist of the book was?
Oh my gosh. That's a really good question. I wanted it to be Ingrid. I wanted to hear more about Ingrid, but it kept pulling to Gil.
Fortunately, we were able to Skype in with author Claire Fuller, who answered some of our burning questions and shared her inside perspective on Gil, his daughter Flora, and first and foremost, Ingrid.
I think she is the main character, the driving force behind the novel, but Flora's really important too. But the odd thing is, even though I tried to write Gil out of this story and I wanted it to be from these two women, he is somehow still this kind of central figure that they revolve around. It's just how it happened.
I started going deep into feminism and all this stuff because, you have Gil, not the best human being, but then I found myself blaming Ingrid more. Like, not blaming, that sounds bad, not blaming Ingrid for like Gil's behavior, but being really upset with her for not standing up for herself, for not leaving, for saying the things she did about her kids, some of those letters about like not wanting her kids.
I had to go back and see when she was in college, because I'm like, is this the 20s? When is this? Like, because, and it was the 80s.
Don't we have girlfriends that we see do that, where they give everything up for a man and then there's no way to rescue him out of it? Do you think she wanted Gil to find the letters and her family?
I think she wanted Gil to. I do not think she wanted her kids to, because remember in that last letter she says, burn these, I never want the girls to find them.
Did he see all the letters?
We don't know.
That is the question.
Did we see all the letters?
Yeah. Did you think so? Yeah. I thought so.
Good question. Was this a love story?
Terrible one.
Well, if you mean romantic love.
A tragedy.
Romantic love.
Tragedy. It's a tragedy.
It's a tragedy. It's a family tragedy in every sense of the word.
We are excited to partner up with our sponsor, University Bookstore, for our April Refined Read Book Club pick. This month we're reading Edgar and Lucy by Victor Lodato. If you haven't picked it up yet, now is the time. Happy reading. Coming up on Seattle Refined.
This is a top secret location. We can't let everybody know where we're at.
a top Seattle photographer shares the best spots in the city for stellar snapshots. But first, it doesn't get much better than a salmon feast in the summer. A local company shows us how to get it right. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Refined. I'm Guard Swanson. People who aren't from the Northwest tell me all the time they don't know how good seafood could taste until they come to Seattle. It's true. We have some of the best seafood around. Our partners at Washington Grown visited a local company doing its part to share the flavor to the rest of the world.
Seabear has been smoking salmon in Anacortes for about 60 years. We caught up with President Mike Mondello to show us around and talk about his business.
What was the inspiration for your business?
So it started in 1957 with a gentleman named Tom Savage, and he was a local fisherman who just decided one day he was going to start smoking salmon and started selling smoked salmon to the taverns in the area. And they loved it, and it sold well. They said to him, can you make it last longer? And that's where he came up with the pouch that we use in our packaging that makes the product shelf stable.
What makes Washington State so special for you to do your business?
Well, Washington State's the heart of salmon country. If you're going to have a great salmon company, it's got to be here. And it starts with excellent salmon. You can't make great food without great raw materials. But then from there, it's pure, natural, wild ingredients. It's handcrafted. So it's an artisan smokehouse, and that's what separates us from many of the other kind of smoked salmon you can buy.
Are you ready to take me on the process?
Sure, let's go see it.
All right,
we might even have you fillet some fish.
Oh, I'd love to.
So this is where it all starts. The hand filleting of the fish. There are machines that could do this for us, but we don't think that's the right way to make an artisan product. So they're individually hand filleting. It's a multi-step process, and this is a real talent.
I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm just gnawing the fish. This poor... I got that part. Oh my gosh, mine doesn't look like yours. There's a lot of fish left on that.
We'll get out of the way so Mike's team can finish filleting and curing the salmon to get it ready for the smoker.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's been hand filleted, it's been cured, and now it's in the smoker. And as soon as we close this up, we're going to start the smoke.
Okay.
And this will smoke for 6 to 8 hours. What they're doing here is they're making our smoked salmon in the gold seal pouch. This pouch is like a flexible can.
So is that why you don't have to refrigerate smoked salmon then?
This kind of smoked salmon, that's right.
Okay.
And all these pouches will go into the big pressure cooker, and they'll be cooked in their own juices. And then that product will be beautiful Northwest-style smoked salmon that'll be shelf-stable, no refrigeration required, for several years. This is the final product, and so that's what's in the cases. And when we get orders from wholesale customers, we pick and ship.
Okay. So, Mike, after all of that, what are we tasting here?
So this is the wild Alaskan sockeye smoked in the traditional Northwest style that we saw being made.
Oh, all right.
Let's give it a shot.
A little try. This is great. Thank you so much.
You're quite welcome. Thank you.
Tune into Seattle Refined every Wednesday for more stories from our partners at Washington Grown. Coming up, Refined gets really cheesy on National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day. Welcome back to Refined. Let's be honest, most people will use any excuse to stuff their faces with cheese. Luckily, we have a reason today. It's National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day, and we knew exactly what to celebrate. Sword, sorcery, and cheese. If you want a magical lunch, you gotta check out Cheese Wizards.
Cheese Wizards is a grilled cheese food truck here in Seattle. We've been open for about 4.5 years. It's a grilled cheese extravaganza inside. Being wizards, we have a lot of wizard and magical themed items. All of our sandwiches are named after goofy wizards.
I got the Goblin King sandwich.
Our most popular is called the Goblin King, and it's a slightly spicy chicken sandwich with roasted red peppers, it's kind of tangier cheeses, a bit of cream cheese, and then Emmentaler Swiss.
What is it? The Voldemortadella.
The Voldemortadella is a New Orleans-inspired muffaletta sandwich with a lot of ham, olive spread, and then a provolone cheese. Our Forest Lord is a caprese style with a Havarti base and mozzarella. And then the classic, the simple sandwich, is the Cheese Wizard, but simple is an unfair thing to call it. It's got multiple cheddars on it, mostly Tillamook's, Monterey Jack.
Thank you. It's just the best cheese sandwich you can get.
They're just absolutely great.
So what goes into making the best cheese sandwich you can get?
A lot of love, a lot of care, really good ingredients.
Clarified butter.
Clarified butter.
Oh, and don't forget the sauce. These magical potions, from Merlin's magic mustard honey to the sriracha-infused Wizard's Fire, will elevate your sandwich to a whole new supernatural plane.
Yeah, so this right here is the Ark of the Condiment, and we've got 6 boutique sauces here inside of our udders, which you milk like a cow, in our majestic Ark of the Covenant themed sauce bar. Gotta dip it in the Wizard's Fire.
For one final bit of delicious alchemy to top it all off, you gotta get the tomato basil bisque.
Yeah, some people will forgo our amazing sauces just because they like the soup so much. And we actually make the soup a little bit more acidic than a number of different soups out there. A lot of people will add sugar or more cream. We don't do that because we want to have a contrast well with the really rich cheese in the sandwich. What can we do for you?
I can go with Forest Lord combo.
But I gotta say, the most satisfying part for me is feeding people, seeing people enjoy the food that we make, getting to meet new faces, and then stuffing them with cheese.
Excellent.
Do you have a favorite food truck we need to try? Drop us a line on our Facebook page and let us know. If Cheese Wizards doesn't cast a spell on you, we found some other grilled cheese hotspots you might want to try out. From the ultimate grilled cheese made with brie and cheddar to the classic melty magic of ham and cheese, our refined foodies have tracked down Seattle's 5 meltiest grilled cheese sandwiches. Just log on to our website and search for grilled cheese. Seattle Refined will be right back.
Credit?
It's that time of year where Seattle really starts to show off. The sky clears, making way for picture-perfect moments of the Seattle landscape. And thanks to one of the top photographers in Seattle, Refined got the inside track on the best photo spots in the city.
Atmosphere is nice and clear. We're going to have some good picture taking today, folks.
Photographer Tim Durkin is the man when it comes to Seattle snapshots.
Tell me this isn't the most beautiful city in the world.
It's easy to see why his majestic cityscapes are known to millions worldwide. His formula for success? Coffee, a camera dubbed Big Bertha, and a stealth usually reserved for secret agents.
This is a top secret location. We can't let everybody know where we're at.
Over the years, Durkin's 007-like approach has helped him squirrel away dozens of under-the-radar spots for stellar photos.
Getting my workout in today. The ferry boats at sunset is probably my #1 vantage point. It's my #1 favorite view.
Our first top-secret location, a ferry terminal walkway.
We're going to go through a turnstile up here that when you just look at it, I've watched people just stop and turn around, people that are about to get on the boat. But you can actually walk through it carefully, set up and take pictures, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So we'll get the time-lapse camera set up. When this ferry boat comes in, it's going to be really sweet. This is the Wenatchee coming in. I must have 100 pictures of this Wenatchee coming into the docks. Just never gets old. This is a top-secret location. I don't want revealed.
Secret's out, though. We followed him to Capitol Hill.
I'm thinking right about here.
Where Mercer meets Melrose.
That's right. Come to me, sweet Luna.
This is where Tim gets the money shot. It's the same spot where he took this spectacular needle shot seen by millions. The final leg of our secret mission of Snapshot takes us to Alki Beach, where even non-romantics will find it hard not to walk away moonstruck.
Anywhere from Salties to Anchor Park, and you'll get the moon shot. The moon comes up in a different spot about 6 degrees every night.
But it's not a self-destructing message, but a disappearing roadway that could reveal the greatest Seattle locale of all.
A lot of people are lamenting the loss of the viaduct as a great place to grab a view, but when it comes down, it's going to be the most amazing waterfront in the West Coast. I cannot wait.
If you've missed any of Tim's secret photo locations, we have them listed on our website. Just search Secret Snapshots. All right, that'll do it for today's show. We'll see you next time right here on Seattle Refined.